14 castaways arrive, thinking that they have Survivor Branford figured out. Over 6 seasons, it's been ruled by 3 kings and 3 queens. They don't know it, but they're about to be divided by gender to write the latest answer to an age-old question. Survivor Branford's original queen is back to reclaim the throne.
I'm so glad that I won the first season. I feel like that it was the most special one. Like it was the biggest, it was the first time we ever did this. Everyone was fresh. There was no like pre-existing biases against, new people or existing people or people that have played before. So I'm really glad that that's the season that I won. I think that was the best season to win.
But the reigning king has no intentions of giving up the crown.
Being the defending champion feels like I have an even bigger target on my back, even more so than usual. I'm worried folks might want to get me out simply because I won the last time. I'm hoping I can play a more dishonest game this time around. I think there's an opportunity for me to shake things up, throw a little bit more uncertainty into the game, and just make things a little bit more interesting.
Royal aspirations are held by those with game experience and fresh faces alike.
Hi, my name is Lisa, and I'm a downhill mountain biker. I watched Survivor as a kid. It always seemed pretty cool and just something that I wanted to get involved in. I'm a risk taker, and I'm not afraid to mix things up a bit.
As always, only one will outwit, outplay, and outlast the rest, with their reward being a spot atop the Survivor Branford Kingdom. 32 hours, 14 people, 1 survivor.
All right, everybody, welcome to Survivor Branford Season 7. Now, because last year canceled so many things, including Survivor Branford, we've all been waiting quite a while for this day, so I don't see any reason to make you wait any longer. Are you guys ready to find out what your tribes are going to be? Yeah! All right, so this year, what we're going to do is you're each going to select your own buff. You have a very important decision to make right away.
I definitely have concerns about people saying Dennis, 7-time player, and they'll be like, we gotta get rid of this guy.
So I'm already always nervous when it's time for the tribe splits to be revealed. But then when Jim comes out and it turns out it's a random buff draw, my heart drops a little in my mind. I'm kind of going back to season 3, the other time where there was a random tribe draw, and that season did not go well for me. Is this going to end up with the same result as that?
All right, everybody go ahead and open your box. If you have a yellow buff, group over to your left. If you're blue, on the right. In 6 seasons of Survivor Branford, we've had 3 male winners and 3 female winners. And much like certain sports use a best of 7 series, here in our 7th season, we decided, well, what better way to break that tie than to group our tribe by men versus women. Blue tribe, I can see you're all looking like you have ambitions of winning this game, like you want to rule over the game from start to finish. So therefore, your tribe is going to be known as the King. Oh. And yellow tribe, you might be able to guess what your tribe name is going to be based on that. Any thoughts? Yes, yellow tribe, you will be known as the Queen. Michelle, first time playing, maybe you weren't expecting this. What's your initial reaction to seeing how the tribes were divided?
A little nervous, honestly, not gonna lie, there's some big threats over there.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I am a rodeo clown. Recently, I've started watching Survivor Branford, and I love the competition side. I've always been a competitive person, so I'm really excited to play, and it'll be a great time.
Ryan, do you think it helps your game or hurts your game that you're on a tribe of all guys?
I wouldn't lean one way or the other. I mean, it's a good group of guys. I feel good in challenging socially, but also they're a scary group of players.
My name is Ryan. I am a DJ. I think being a super fan has its perks. I think people definitely are willing to know that you're a player that's ready to get down and dirty, and maybe someone that's willing to put themselves out there. I think I have good social and strategic reads in terms of knowing when to make a move or when is the right time to sit back and listen a little.
Sam, do you think your tribe should be labeled as the favorites community challenges?
I wouldn't say that because, you know, it's too early to pick favorites, and I don't necessarily like having that title. I feel like it just puts target on all of them. I think I've probably watched 10 seasons of Survivor since March. I've always been able to make connections just fresh and new. So I think if I can play my cards right in that regard, that'll be great. Whether I get voted out first or take it all the way, just really happy to be here, and I'm fortunate for everything to come this weekend.
Survivor before, they've done men versus women, and more often than not in those seasons, a woman has won the season. Do you have any thoughts as to why that might have happened?
Hi, I'm Sarah Elizabeth, and I am an actress. Well, it's interesting. I think I'm approaching this game in a way that is different from how I generally approach life. I think I'm going to try and play a very social game. I want everyone to like me and feel like I'm not going to vote them out. I'm very confident. I'm here till the end.
So, this is the only time that we're all going to be here together talking things through. So is there anything anybody's just dying to say or would like to add to the conversation before we go our separate ways? No, everybody's holding their tongue. Okay. All right, well then in that case, you guys can head off to your camps. Good luck.
Good about this. Does anyone have any hidden talents or special abilities?
I think I'm generally pretty good with puzzles, so
that's good.
I watched one season where they had like this sliding puzzle, and I feel like it just took people so long, and I was like, what's taking them so long? Like, I used to do these sliding puzzles as a kid.
I'm okay at, or pretty decent at cornhole, so
Okay. I mean, it's not really like a talent, I don't know, but like, I dance, so like I'm pretty like flexible and like can kind of get into things, but like I don't know if that would really be helpful in the challenge.
Probably the balance stuff.
Yeah, balance stuff.
I definitely find it easy to form connections with people, and I also think that I can offer a lot to the physical challenges, so I think that my strength and my athleticism could be an asset to my team.
We know the strengths and weaknesses of the girls in the group, like we can like tackle the challenges so much better, and I think that they're not gonna even like think to talk about that. So I think we're already in like a good place.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at bocce.
Yeah, I'm actually quite an introvert, so initially I was like, I'm just gonna win challenges and not talk to people, but I don't know, now that I've like been here for a few hours and I'm like getting to know everyone, I feel like I can work with these people.
I really hope we win because I just like wanted to work with the girls. You know?
Whoever gets to work, it's like really nice to have an actual girl alliance, because I don't think we've ever had that since we've ever been here. Season 1 I did have a girl alliance. But yeah, it was me and one girl that like went to the end. But
tough this year with so many new people, and I know at least a couple people when they walked in said, oh, well, Angela doesn't need any introduction. So that was a little bit scary. I think I've done this for the last few seasons, but try and play the, I'm a bigger threat, so don't worry about getting rid of me right away, because you can get rid of me anytime. Yeah, so the clue is hidden somewhere inside the idol, somewhere outside in our camp. But like kind of...
It says, wanna go for a swim? Don't worry, it's less than me, dude. Okay. So I did find it, the clue, and these ladies know about it.
Anyone find the clue?
Who's that? Sarah Elizabeth. I think somebody would have had to have found it at this point.
I don't know. Maybe she found it. Maybe she's off looking.
This is a clue. 2 years ago. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, the other players are going to view me as a threat this year, but I'm really going to try to downplay it because I'm not in shape. I got a bum foot. I'm not running. I'm not going to win the physical challenges. So I'm really trying to play a strategic game this year.
Let's make it happen. You and me, doing it down low as far as we can. Yeah, definitely. Let's definitely keep it down low.
Yeah, I'm down to kind of work with you guys and feel it out from the beginning, see what happens here. I'm hoping we can just win a couple challenges.
Do we want to have kind of just a tight two? I have really mixed feelings about working with Mark. He sometimes can be so rigid. You get to follow his path. Don't talk to people outside your alliance. So I've kind of tried to make a final two, both with Eddie and with Joe, which you can't really have two final twos, but in theory you could have a final three. So my goal is to try and, if possible, make them both have me as their tightest ally. And I look at even asked Mark, I was like, when it was just us, I was like, oh, would you prefer one of Joe or Eddie to be tighter? And he was like, no, I just want all four of us to an equal fight. I was trying to kind of feel out what he was thinking.
Goal is always to win. I don't think I can play the same game to be the two-time sole survivor. I wouldn't give any advice to new players because I don't want them to beat me, but I'll probably be giving them some advice throughout the game to try and build a rapport with some of them.
For some reason, all guys try with Mark. I'm not sure what to think about it. You're a returning player, so you're going to have the relationships with, Dennis. So I think that we have a secure alliance, right? We kind of just feel things out, and then we'll kind of discreetly move on.
I was going to say the same thing.
No, I think as of right now, I stand in a decent position from what I'm seeing and from what I'm talking. I'm starting to see really good relationships forming with Joe. I think that's going to be a nice covert relationship that we have going. So I found the clue. It was under the table. It was on a tape there. I was shocked that we hadn't found it yet. I haven't had a chance to look at it because everybody's around here. Not sure who I'm going to share it with.
Full disclosure, I've heard your name close to now. I think there's just some campaigning going on behind the scenes.
Okay. Could I swing you guys in any way?
Yeah.
If I shared the clue with you?
Oh, you have to?
Yeah.
Okay. Eddie has shared the clue with us, and we're trying to work together, talking together.
The biggest thing I learned last season would probably be to keep my mouth shut. There were a couple instances where I completely foiled my team's plans by blabbing to other people. The clue said that the servant always sticks to the plans, and that after manual labor, he always washes his hands. So I'm thinking somewhere near water, somewhere near sticks, and maybe somewhere near a manual of some sort.
Your name wasn't tossed out at all. I really just did that.
It's okay. I thought I had to swing. I don't know. So I was like, all right, here's what I have. Mark came up to me and said that, Ryan and Trent said that people had my name been tossed around, but then he came up to me afterward and said that was BS. Yeah, I started to panic there for a second. I was about to go confront you in jail. Mark had come up to me earlier and said that you were throwing my name around.
Okay.
And then he came up and said that's BS.
Okay. Okay, good.
I was like freaked out.
Okay. Mark had originally said that I was throwing Eddie under the bus, and that is definitely not the case.
And the castaways dash out into the water, Trent with a running start to propel himself ahead of the pack. The first challenge of Survivor Branford, always a big one, and this season tribe pride may be on the line, like never before. Still close to even as the castaways split into pairs and begin untying their bags. Trent and Joe have the first bag for the Kings, while Michelle, Lisa, and Angela right behind with the Queen's first bag. And Sarah and Lexi have freed another bag for the Queens. Trent and Joe arriving with their first bundle, while Mark, Ryan, and Sam make their way out of the lake. We're still very close as both tribes almost have their first 2 bags back, but you can't start working on the puzzle until all 3 are back. Sarah, Elizabeth, and Melissa have the Queen's final bag, starting to pull a bit ahead. Dennis and Eddie are the only ones still working, and it looks like they know it. The rest of the tribe can only wait and watch. Sarah, Elizabeth back to shore, which is going to allow the Queens to start opening their bags. Dennis and Eddie finally have their bag released. Queens using their time advantage to begin sorting their planks out. Dennis stumbling out of the water, costing the Kings more time. The Queens choosing to lay their puzzle out on the table before putting it in the frame. Kings are still playing catch-up, but they're certainly not out of this challenge. The first part of solving this puzzle is figuring out what the image you're trying to assemble even is.
It's a queen. This goes with the. It's a queen. Other side over there, yeah. No, other side. To the red
stripes.
cycles.
It goes here. Wait, here. Yeah, this.
Kings using the frame from the get-go, but having a little bit of trouble keeping their planks under control.
Dots go with that dot.
Yeah, rotate. Yeah. That way. Yep.
Here we go, next roll.
Okay, that black piece might go here.
These go over here. This all slides
crown
in.
piece. Like your crown.
Oh yeah. Like that.
Goes up over one.
It looks like the Kings have figured out a system and are rapidly filling out their puzzle. Both tribes know how important it is to start the game strong, and that's never going to include being the first to visit Tribal Council. The Kings may be making up time by working in their frame, their puzzle coming together quickly now. The Queens are going to have to spend some time to transfer their planks over.
Jim!
Kings think they have it. No, the Kings do not have it.
This whole section's upside down. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Both tribes seem to have their puzzle figured out. It's going to come down to whether the Queens can get all their pieces in the frame before the Kings correct the few they had wrong.
We got it!
Queens win immunity!
I think this was.
So right now we were talking and it seems like we have a bit of an alliance for the new players in this game, but I think closer knit is me and Sarah. We started talking a bit and I think that we're going to be a tight two.
So I found the clue, and I immediately used that to make what I hope is a newbie alliance, a 5-person newbie alliance. But you know, when anybody has the opportunity to be alone, you gotta be suspicious. But I saw Lexi sneaking off with Angela, so I feel like Lexi might have said something to Angela.
I'm so proud of us.
Yeah.
It feels so good to like not have to worry about elimination.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. I was a little worried when I saw we had to like run and swim and everything. Yeah, I feel good now going into the next challenge too. Yeah. Clearly superior to the guys, so.
Okay, so I found a hidden advantage in my buff when I unwrapped it when we were out on the beach at the very beginning. It says, "Congratulations, you have found an advantage that allows you to grant one member of the opposing tribe immunity at the first tribal council of the game. Your gift will be made anonymously. You can use it any criteria you would like in selecting the recipient. Best of luck, this advantage earns you a future ally in the game." I think I'm gonna give it to Eddie. I'm hoping that like if we get to merge, I can talk to him afterwards and secretly tell him that I played this for him, especially after not taking him to final tribal last season. I don't want there to be any hard feelings. Yeah, I don't want to give it to like Dennis or Joe or anyone and be too suspicious. I feel like it'd be obvious that it was me. That's crazy because there's only 2 of us. Yeah, they're basically gonna pick us off first. Okay. So we need to figure out who to bring in. You don't think you can trust Lexi? I have an inkling that there's a newbies alliance against us, so we're trying to figure out what to do. Is there?
I don't know, I'm still trying to understand everything that I heard.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty nervous despite winning the first challenge. I'm feeling a little insecure about my position in the game. I do think experience gives me a little bit of advantage over the new players. But we'll see. I'm slightly fearful. It's been really hard to separate and talk strategy with anyone. Angela's kind of the only person that I've been able to strategize with at all, because most of the group is staying together. So that's stressful.
I would rather like play the game and like have strong people there with me.
Yeah.
I think that they're just intimidated by you guys a little bit.
It doesn't feel like there's a lot of tribal camaraderie right now.
I guess it is a big group. Like I don't know. I already don't know who. I'm just trying to like find my place with everybody right now. I'm a little skeptical about like going in really quickly and like hard. I think that I could have a really good alliance with Angela. I think she's a really good player. And I think she wants to talk strategy more, which is really important.
I think this is like my strongest 3.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think we need to pull someone else in now if we're going to throw one of them off. So I think either Sarah or Sarah Elizabeth, we could turn.
I feel like I can trust you two more than I can trust them.
Yeah. So I feel like you've been honest with us.
Yeah. So I can't even follow it right now.
Yeah.
And like it's only the first. We haven't even had a tribal council yet.
Yeah.
I know.
Do you have any ideas?
I hate to say it.
So I'll give you guys my thoughts. I mean, at this stage, like we want to win challenges.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we got to figure out who we think is best suited to help us with that.
Yeah.
Or I guess who is not best suited to help us with that.
Right.
One thing about Ryan is he's played before.
Yeah.
I mean, we've played before too. So, but
Yeah.
on one hand, we know what to expect from each other. We don't really know what to expect from them.
Right.
If I had to pick right at this moment, I'd probably pick Ryan.
Worried early on. I mean, I really thought we had that challenge at the puzzle point, and then we kind of lost it. We had one upside down. Trying to establish Trent as an outsider. I think just trying to position myself as someone worth keeping around. Mark doesn't seem very down. I think he could be a little worried here if Trent goes.
I'm down to work with you. I need people on my side.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a little behind on the established connections. So
Yeah.
I'm willing to put myself out there for you and be an ally to you, absolutely.
People can still be swayed right now.
Yeah, I know. I just feel like Trent's not in the thick of anything. And plus, I mean, I know he's like pretty athletic, but like athletic was like not a factor in that challenge.
Yeah.
It's the puzzle.
Yeah. The only thing about Trent is like, I feel like he's not going to be super strategic, so he might be someone that's easy to work with, but at the same time, he might just go sort of the path of least resistance. So he might just align with Mark. So if we can just sort of weaken his position just so it's easier to manage things further down the line.
Because then he's forced to be tribe strong on our side and not other people.
Yeah.
Yes, we're pretty confident it'll either be Ryan or Trent.
Ryan or Trent.
Joe seems to be on the Ryan train, and
Right.
Mark is too.
Honestly, Ryan just got brought up first. Like, I don't even think he did that much wrong.
In terms of names I've heard come up, I've heard Trent and I've heard Ryan. What are your guys' thoughts in terms of those two?
I think I slightly prefer Trent.
I think Trent could be more of an asset in physical challenges, like you said.
Yeah.
I think Ryan is a wild undercard right now. I think we can work together. Yeah, I agree. I think you're definitely more of an ally, an asset.
Yeah.
You're a really valuable player to have on the team. I think Ryan's more so a wild card. I have a pretty decent relationship with Joe. I can get him on board, so it can be you, me, and Joe to go Ryan. Do you think Mark would be on board?
Yeah, that's what he told me.
Okay. And one thing I'm going to do this game is keep my word. I'm going Ryan.
Yeah, I'm on the same page, and thanks for being straight up.
Like I said, you got my word. I'm going Ryan. Gotcha. I hope I'm not getting too deep in over my head right now. I think I might be playing too much strategy, and I often tend to over-promise and under-deliver. I think I just got to be careful on who I make promises to, but Trent has my promise that I definitely want to work with him. I definitely want to work with Joe, and I'm keeping my word to both of them to go Ryan versus Trent.
I've only heard Ryan and Trent.
Yeah, same here. I honestly would rather vote out Ryan than Trent. I don't think Trent's going to be a big strategic threat. And he got out to that thing in the water really quick, and we're going to have a number of other water challenges.
I think my main concern is the potential connections Trent could have, whether he could get pulled away. I agree, like Ryan probably could have more tricks up his sleeve, definitely, but whether he potentially would just be a number, but I honestly am fine with either. I hate losing the first challenge. I feel like I kind of let the tribe down too, or slow on the knots, stumbling out of the if I feel out of shape. It seems like at this point it's coming down to either Trent or Ryan for the first boat out. My preference is for Trent. Mark seems to be closer with Trent, seems to be pushing for Ryan to go out. I think as of now it's still too close to call what's going to happen.
I'm going to vote for Ryan. Okay. And Trent's going to vote for Ryan. Well, let's just do Ryan.
Okay, so I was given an advantage, and I have to use it at Tribal Council right after we're asked if anybody has to say anything before the vote. I have no idea what it is. I can't open it yet, but I'm really excited for it.
You would be comfortable with writing Ryan down?
Yeah. I'd be comfortable, with either of those two.
I'm pretty dead set on Ryan.
Ryan, I mean, he's played this before. Yeah, that's who I'd go with, at least right now. I'm not too concerned yet.
A lot of the conversations have been between Ryan and Trent. I think I might be the swing vote here.
I have a preference between those two, but don't feel strongly enough at this time, and I need to talk to more people.
King's Tribe, here we are at the first tribal council of the game. Sam, earlier on I tried to bait you into saying that you guys were the favorites. You didn't take the bait, and clearly you're not the favorites. What do you think you guys need to do to turn things around at the next challenge?
I think what we need to do to turn things around is just to be consistent. I don't think we did a bad job, and we gave it our best effort. The chips just didn't fall the way that we wanted them to, and unfortunately we have to let somebody go tonight, but I'm feeling pretty confident in the next challenge that we'll bounce back.
They're a formidable team, I think. I'm not embarrassed by any means, but I wish we did win that challenge for sure.
Ryan, do you have a good sense right now for where you stand within this group?
I'm definitely worried, you know? I feel like I've heard almost everyone's name come up at least once during this scramble, so I think this first vote will definitely be a good establishment of where we all lie, and whether that's me going home or the person that I'm voting for, I'm hoping for the latter.
Mark, if everybody's name truly is coming up right now for this first vote, that must mean that there's a lot of different criteria going around as far as what would make you want to vote someone out first. So what's your personal criteria for how you would decide the first vote?
First vote is all about the strength of the tribe going for the next 3 or 4 group challenges, because losing one is a bad start, but winning the next few is what's going to keep the tribe strong in the long run.
Trent, do you put a lot of stock into challenge performance for this first vote? Is that something that you're going to be weighing heavily in your mind?
Yeah, I agree with Mark that I think this first vote is trying to get the next challenge really on my mind. It was a shame to lose the first, but I think right now we're not going to be focusing on like the individual side of the game. It's more about the team mindset.
So Dennis, I'm hearing a lot of talk about scrambling, every name was brought up, lots of chaos for this first vote. Do you feel like you know what you're doing right now? Is your mind made up?
I think my mind's been made up, yeah.
Does anyone still have any doubt as to what they're going to be doing when they go over to write someone's name down, or are we all set at this point? All good. All good? Does anyone want to say anything to the group before we go do the vote?
Yeah. I got this. I don't know what it is. Should I open it up?
Yes, now is the time.
Okay. Congratulations. A member of the opposing tribe has selected you to receive immunity at the tribal council. No votes may be cast against you.
Okay, so Eddie has a secret admirer over on the Queen's tribe. Eddie cannot be voted for. He is immune. One of the 6 of you will unfortunately be the first to be voted out of the game. With that, Eddie, you're first.
Ryan. Gotta do it to my boy Trent, I think. Hopefully this is enough. I think it's gonna be 5-2. If not, sayonara. It's been fun.
If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Trent. Trent, that's 2 votes Trent. Ryan, 1 vote Ryan. Ryan, that's 2 votes Ryan, 2 votes Trent. Ryan, 3 votes Ryan. Trent, 3 votes Ryan, 3 votes Trent, 1 vote left. First person voted out of Survivor Branford. Trent. Trent, that's 4. That's enough. You'll need to bring me your torch. Trent, try this vote. Happy to go.
Yeah, so honestly, pretty surprised. I thought that I'd come to terms with a lot of people in the group. Guess that's not how the cards fell. That's what I was telling myself anyway. And yeah, it was fun anyways.